Okay, hello again. Please work this one. And just like 2A, in activity 2A, you can do this at least 2 ways. And I'll work it both ways. Okay, so pause. You can work it one way or both ways and check. And then watch this video. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go at it just the old-fashioned way. We need to get cosine and tangent. It's obtuse again. So where are we? What quadrant are we in? And the sign is that. So obtuse once again. Let's figure out where we are. We are going to be greater than 90 degrees, less than 180 for our theta. So we're going to be over here. And I'll just sketch myself a little right triangle here. And let's go with what they gave us here, okay? I'll work at the easy way, what I think is the easy way first. I got my theta here. And it doesn't tell us to get theta. It just tells us to find cosine and tangent, knowing this is the sine. So what does sine mean? Okay, use our definition of sine. It's 0.25. You can either put 0.25 opposite and 1 here, or you know that 0.25 is 1 over 4. It doesn't say use the unit circle. You don't have to. We're just finding out what the trig ratios are for this angle. So we can figure them all out. We can get cotangent, secant, and cosecant also. All right. So, but opposite over hypotenuse. That's how I would do it right here. Okay. You don't have to do it that way. You could put 0.25 here, or 1/4 here, and 1 here. These are ratios. So as long as your ratio for sine is the same, you can put anything here. You can put 100 here and 400 here. Okay? And your ratios will still come out the same, and your angle would still come out the same. This doesn't matter how big this triangle is, the ratios stay the same if you got those two ratios the same. Okay. So I'm just going to use Pythagoras' theorem again, our favorite. 1 squared plus, and this is x, right? And remember, we're going to be negative here. It's going to be negative. X squared equals 4 squared. 1 plus x squared equals 16. X squared equals, and it will be negative. So it's going to be x equals negative square root of 15. Okay, so don't forget that it's negative. Let's line up where we are every time first. Okay, if you got this type of a problem and it says obtuse, ding, 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 ding. Okay, we are in the second quadrant. Make sure we got our x is negative, y is positive, hypotenuse always positive. So now we're set up. You can find your answers just like that. So you know that cosine of theta equals the x over the hypotenuse. I don't know, I'm just, oops, sorry, x over hypotenuse equals negative square root of 15 over 4. All right. Man, we don't have to simplify, you can't simplify that radical anymore. If it wants an exact answer, it didn't say. We'll just go with the exact answer, not an approximate answer. We won't stick that in our calculator. Okay, and then tangent of theta. I memorized this one. This is not hard for me to remember. Sine of theta over cosine theta. So substitute in sine theta, 1 over 4, divided by negative square root of 15 over 4. And it equals 1/4 times negative 4 over square root of, oops, I just went off the page again. 15 equals negative 1 over square root of 15. Ugh. So negative, this is tangent, negative 1 over square root of 15 times square root of 15 over 15. I know you're bound to have this memorized, and maybe your calculator do it for you at this point. I don't know, but there we go. Okay, so those are two ratios. Now let's check by doing some of these tricky. They should be called tricky ratios, tricky identities, tricky trig identities. Okay, let's check our answer. So we're going to check this guy. We're going to get cosine, and we're going to get tangent. Using something tricky. Well, at least get the cosine. Oh, this isn't so tricky. Here we go. This is easier than 2a, I think, right? If we got sine squared theta plus, this is, like I say, I know you're better at memorizing stuff. I used to be great at memorizing things, but that was 30 years ago. I was pretty darn good at memorizing things. Okay, so here we go. Alright, so what can we do now? We gave a sine, so we just substituted in. I've got, and we could do 0.25. And then would we get, let's go with 1/4 squared, right? Sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta equals 1. Cosine squared theta equals 1 minus 1/16 equals 15/16. So a cosine of theta equals the square root of 15/16 equals square root of 15 over 4. Is that what we got? I sure hope so. Uh-oh. Yeah, make sure it's a minus because we get double check. Okay, it's minus. All right, yeah, checks out. Great, we got it. So we got our answer 2 ways, so we know we're doing good. And then tangent, I would do just the same thing again, not get some crazy other one, right? All that, what we did with the cosecant and cotangent and whatnot. Let's just do it with sine and cosine again, right? Tangent of theta equals sine theta over cosine theta. Okay. I hope that helps. I would hope on the test there'll be one like this, right? They give you sine or cosine and tell you to get sine and tangent or cosine and tangent. All right, and it might be easier to use this than to use the long way, okay? Trig identity. Okay, good luck. Great job.